You gotta look at the definition of independent. Independent means you're not depending on anyone else. You cannot do a deal.
So Chance ain't independent.
I'm just saying you cannot do a deal with a streaming company and say you're independent. You are depending on them.
Even if it's a short-term deal?
You're depending on them. If I say, look, I'm independent, but I need some money from you to fuck with me, that's me depending on you for the money for me to go over here. That's literally the anti-definition of independent.
Yeah, I've definitely changed my stance on that. I used to be like, yeah, you could still rock with like a streaming service, but still be independent. But I spoke to some people
That doesn't make any sense, bro.
Very high up in these streaming services, and they call it signing artists. Like they're considering themselves as signing artists. So if they're signing artists,
those are the real only gatekeepers in music right now. Spotify and Apple Music are the machines right now. So it's like, okay, if you go to Spotify or Apple Music and they give you X amount of money so that you can do this with them, that is, fuck calling it a label, but that is some sort of a situation where like, I'm depending on you, you're depending on me. You're not independent. Because for you to operate how you want to operate, you had to go get this big ass corporation to come and fuck with you. So that's not independent. You gotta understand that motherfuckers are professionals in PR, bro.
rappers are professionalized. I always say that.
So, I mean, look, if you do any of that shit, that aspect is not being independent because you are literally depending on someone to provide this for you. If you weren't depending on them, why didn't you just do it your independent self, period? And independence means you are not depending on anyone. So if you're in a situation with this person where they give you this money so you can do this, and this person gives you this money, this company does this, you're not independent. But don't just say like, independent is a really vague blanket on a career trying to just say like, I don't fuck with anyone, I did all this shit on my, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lie. Because yeah, you might not be with a label, but you're with 17 other companies. Then why should that even get counted as being not independent instead of these other 17 companies you're with? You feel me? So
it sounds like as soon as you stop just leveraging your hard work and probably social media, just the fans, and you start using other companies, their leverage or money they might give you, you ain't independent no more.
Yeah, I mean, if you're depending on someone for their shit, you're not independent. It's just that simple.